Good morning and welcome back to Lockett, everybody, for round 3 of the FIM WMX World Championship. My name's Paul Malin, and just like yesterday, Janina Lehmann will join me from WMX. She's currently injured at the moment, but welcome to our broadcast again, Janina. You did a fantastic job yesterday. Here we are again at Lockett, Czech Republic, the Czech Republic round of the Women's Motocross World Championship. A lot cooler than it was yesterday, just 21 degrees, although it is warming up. It was about 18 or 19 when we started this morning with 85cc. This circuit here, just under 1,600 meters long. Generally hard packed. There is some loose dirt on top, a little bit of moisture in the ground from overnight watering, but otherwise it looks fairly decent to go racing. Yesterday's race was won by Courtney Dunkin in quite convincing fashion. Nancy van der Ven was second, Sarah Anderson third, Larissa Papameyer was fourth, and Shana van der Vlis was fifth. And just before we came on air, Janina was telling me that Sarah Anderson, who finished third in the race yesterday, things weren't that smooth on the sighting lap.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Yeah, I heard that Sarah Anderson just broke her bike in a sighting lap like Livia Lancelot did a few years ago and just lost the championship. And she just hopped on her spare bike and finished third. I think that was her best race.
So now the second bike becomes the first bike, and that's it probably. But
yes.
Just looking at the riders, that's how they line up. Duncan was fastest by almost 2 seconds over Larissa Papameyer. Amandine Verstappen, a former race winner here 2 years ago, goes to the line third ahead of Van der Ven and Sarah Anderson. Shana van der Vlis, Lynn Volk, Nikki van Woerdrag, Lena Dam, and Sandra Carlson. But yesterday, fantastic race, but Courtney Dunkin led every single lap, and Sarah Anderson, well, she is lining up. She did go out in the warm-up this morning, but obviously yesterday when she had those problems, hopefully no such problems today. Janina Lehmann, normally you would be out on the grid, but obviously you're recovering from an injury. But what about Courtney Dunkin's performance yesterday on the bike at DRT Kawasaki?
To be honest, it was really impressive to see her with the 36-second gap and just 20 minutes and 2 laps. That's really impressive, and every other girl out there has to watch out for her today, because if she rides like she did yesterday, then she will probably take the win today.
Well, here's Larissa Papameyer, your buddy, of course. She had a difficult race yesterday, didn't make a great start, just inside the top 10. She did work her way up to 4th, but she had 1 or 2 little issues, 1 slip off, I think, and she stalled the bike. Nancy van der Ven didn't look herself yesterday.
Yeah, she broke her bike, what I heard, and also crashed in the free practice, and those things can really push down your self-confidence and make you ride not that well. So maybe she regroup and come back strong today. And Amandine Verstappen as well, another rider who didn't make a good start. Well, it wasn't so bad. She got to 3rd, but then she fell as well, and eventually came home in 8th. And of course, Verstappen, she was 3rd overall here in 2015 with a 4th and a 3rd. She was 2nd here 2 years ago with a 6th and a race win, with her first ever race win. So from that side, she has good form. She looked okay in the morning warm-up this morning. Track conditions a lot, I think, more favourable for the girls today. More moisture in the ground, but it's cooler as well, isn't it? Yeah, the temperature makes a big difference, and it's great to see a full gate out there.
The Fly Racing 15-second board up for the final time then for WMX. It's race 2, 20 minutes plus 2 laps, round 3 of the Women's Motocross World Championship here at Lockett in Czech Republic. Who will it be that grabs that all-important hole shot? The heads go down once again. Where are we looking? Over towards the right-hand side, about 10 gates in. Duncan gets a great start. Where's van der Ven? She's just a little bit further over. Duncan gets squeezed going in because it's Papameyer.
Also, Lynn Falk took a gate from the outside, and yeah, it didn't work for her. She maybe mid-pack.
So Papameyer leads, and Duncan just buries the front wheel in the berm there, and she loses a couple of positions. Lena Dam, 131 on the Honda alongside her, but Duncan will come out there in 3rd, but it's Papameyer who leads. Van der Ven is 2nd, Duncan 3rd, Lena Dam is in 4th place. Then around the outside we have Frankie Nocera actually in red, who comes into land. And then we have Britt van der Werf, Elisa Galvano. She starts fast again. She pulled a whole shot yesterday. Lynn Volk in 8th, Van der Vlis 9. And Sarah Anderson's been down. She's ripped the shirt. That's turn 2. And we've lost our images here temporarily, but we are back. But 19 minutes plus 2 to go. Early doors yet. The rider's going past pit lane now, and already into 2nd position. Duncan has found her way past Van der Ven and into the lead by the time she's got to the bottom end of the circuit.
Yeah, it's really sad for Sarah Anderson. Yesterday, great performance, and today with the crash, it's hard for her to pull two good motos, put them together.
So just over 17 minutes, 18 minutes to go, and Courtney Dunkin already leading the way. There's Lena Dam at the back there in 4th place, at the back of this group, of course, 131 on the Honda. She's the lead Danish rider.
She knows how to drop the clutch, that's for sure. She's always a really good starter. Also in the European Championship, she showed some really good starts, and big fan of her start.
And now she goes down.
Oh.
Loses the front or the back, not quite sure, but all that hard work done at the start, getting out front, and all of a sudden she's going to be picking her way through the field. She finished 6th in race 1, did the number 131, but Papenmeier got a lot closer this time around. She had a terrible start in race 1 yesterday, the 4.23 here on the Yamaha, but she's also, you know, sort of, actually, you know what, for Larissa Papenmeier, she's not really had the best success here. Like 2014, she was 6th overall. She wasn't on the podium in 15 or 17. So one of her bogey tracks, if you like.
Yeah, Duncan is doing one fast sector here after the other, so she's flying.
Yeah. 3 fastest sectors of the race so far. It is the opening lap, of course, but she was pretty dominant yesterday. And obviously, you know, she just needs to keep her emotions in check and just focus on the task at hand. But Papenmeier right there behind her, just 2.2 seconds. Her fastest lap of 57.8 on that opening lap, then for your race leader, 151 on the bike at DRT Kawasaki. Papenmeier second, Van der Ven third. Francesca Nocera, good to see her in 4th place on the Ceres 71 Yamaha, riding 116. There she is, just leading this group of riders. Amandine Verstappen just behind her there, 274. And then Shana van der Vliet in the fluorescent colours on the KTM is next in 6th place. Britt van der Werf on the Husqvarna is behind them in 7th. As Verstappen looking to try and square off the 116, the Italian, as they work their way behind pit lane, almost 3 wide. But Verstappen will try to force the issue up the inside, but gets squeezed again by Nocera.
Yeah,
good to see Nocera up there.
For sure, Nocera deserves a good ride today. And the lap times are the same like yesterday, so I guess the track is really comparable to yesterday from the bumps and the lines.
Yeah, very, very similar conditions. I mean, their race was yesterday, 4 o'clock, but you know, obviously we've had 65, 85, and their second races. We've had the warm-ups from MX2 and MXGP. A slight bobble there for Verstappen allows Van der Vliet to get close, and there's Valk as well. She was having a good ride yesterday, running up in 2nd, 3rd place for 3 or 4 laps before eventually fading back to 9. There's a 67 on the Husky, the white bike coming into shot any moment now. That's Britt van der Werf. She is in 8th place now. Volk has found her way through on the JK Racing Yamaha. Elisa Galvano and Ann Borchers both been passed by Nikki van Wardragen and Sandra Keller. So a couple of girls making progress through the field. Great crowd here as well. And actually, I think we have got pretty perfect conditions here, despite a little bit of water going on as Verstappen goes into 4th place. You know, it's absolutely perfect for them. It couldn't ask for a better racetrack today.
Yeah, I'm a bit jealous. I'm not out there riding today myself. But
is this one of your favorite tracks then? Just because of how you say it's easy because the jumps aren't so big?
It's not one of my favorite tracks. I would say Portugal, the last round, was my favorite track. But this one, I would not mind to ride today.
Van der Vliet briefly found a way up the inside of Nocera. Nocera responding immediately, though. So back up into 5th place is the Italian in red on that Yamaha.
Oh, yeah. Close battles here. The uphill is really steep.
This is the thing, television flattens everything out. You don't, unless you come here, you don't realize how big the hills are, how long, how steep, up and down. And therefore how big the braking bumps are. Van der Vliet does go through this time bump.
And it's really important to carry the speed through the corners into the uphill. I remember I had some problems there the past years with the Suzuki and carrying the momentum through the corners. Yeah, lost a lot of time there, I remember.
So there's Volk just off the back of this quartet of riders.
And a yellow wave flag. Oh,
yeah,
again.
rider down.
Is it still Lena Dam?
Is it Dam again, actually, because she didn't fall there, did she? She fell...
oh, yeah, she fell after the corner.
Yeah, so she's obviously got a problem there. She's up, the bike's there, so it's just obviously a moment, well, just she doesn't want to be in in that situation. But 5.2 seconds clear at the end of lap 2. Courtney Dunkin led Larissa Papenmeier, but Papenmeier on the Yamaha, the lead Yamaha in this shot actually, coming under attack is she from the 85 of Nancy van der Ven. Those two were about 2 seconds apart. Papenmeier was a 2:07. Van der Ven was a 2:01.3. So is the Dutch girl getting closer? Because in terms of the championship, Duncan would move to 1:39. She had 7 points over Van der Ven coming into race 2. It was 4 at the start of the weekend. But now she'll go to 1:39. Van der Ven will be 1:27. Papenmeier will be 1:22. So they'll be just 5 points behind second and third. And Van der Ven here will lose a further 5 points.
Papenmeier is ready for revenge from yesterday, I guess. And Duncan is our female Jeffrey Hurlings, only she can stop herself.
Yeah, and she's now increased that lead. Look, another fastest lap, 1:57.6. 10.1 seconds clear now, so...
the last lap was 5 seconds faster than Papenmeier and Nancy, so 5 seconds on that track is a lot.
It is a lot. Well, Papenmeier just at the bottom of the hill there in second. That's Van der Ven here, number 85. But... I'm not sure, but somebody said that maybe riding with a slight knee injury as well. I'm not sure if that was before she came here or maybe as a result of her crash in the wave section yesterday, but she definitely doesn't look like her normal aggressive self, does she?
Yes,
Nancy
I agree.
van der Ven.
I agree with that. So I also don't know with which problems she's dealing with.
But she's not going to give up without a fight, that's for sure, nor is Larissa Papenmeier.
And Lynn just made a pass on Francesca Nocera, so both Yamaha girls are going for it.
There are quite a few Yamahas out there. Duncan leads on the Kawasaki, and then we've got Papenmeier, Van der Ven, Verstappen, second, third, and fourth on Yamahas. Then we have Van der Vleest on the KTM, then Volk and Nocera, 6th and 7th on the Yamahas. There they are, so, and actually...
Nikki is also on the Yamaha, and she moved also. Yeah, she made the pass on Nocera as well, all the Yamaha girls.
But for Nocera, you know, she has had some health issues over the last 18 months or so. Great to see her out here on track and enjoying her riding, enjoying her racing. Probably not able to train and ride as much as the other girls. And, you know, it's just... it's good to see her up there in 6th, 7th, 8th place, you know, inside the top 10, let's say. But I tell you what, Van Wardragon, she's going after Lynn Volk here. So the JK Yamaha, the 172, and then the 964 of Van Wardragon, they're going to be 6th and 7th when they hit the line this time around. Frankie Nocera just behind them. But here's Duncan, your race leader, already behind pit lane. And the Bike It DRT Kawasaki rider now 12.5 seconds clear at the head of the field.
Yeah, Nikki also had crashes yesterday and came from, I think, 22 back to 10. So she rode really well, and maybe with her riding today, she will also score a good result and grab some good points.
Notice she's not jumping the double there this time today.
Yes, we saw yesterday lots of girls were crashing there, and so take it easy.
It's not really like a big double jump. It's just more you're jumping onto a plateau. There's a hole in between, but it's not like a point-to-point double. But it was either really soft there, or if you come up short, you can bottom out. And because it's uphill, it just changes the angle of the bike a little bit.
Yeah, the problem is you don't have that much space to brake. The corner is really close.
Just looking at Sarah Anderson there.
She's passing Kim Irmgards, the German girl.
She's up to 28 now.
Yeah.
But I think Kim Irmgards had a crash yesterday as well in free practice or the time practice. I saw her bike was a little bit beat up and she was covered in dirt down one side. But Anderson just here. And here's what happened to her at the start. Look at the just to the left of your screen.
Oh, she hit
at the end of the waves.
Ooh, that was a big crash.
That was a big crash, and she took out the fence there, but looked like she caught somebody's rear wheel at the end of the straight and then went off to the left.
That was a big
fortunate, that she was able to pick herself up. Goes past the 221 of Barbara Lankova. So she will be in the points eventually, but she's probably got some handlebar damage there. I'm looking at the clutch guard on the left-hand side. That's a little bit down. to where it normally would be.
Yeah, still 9 minutes and 2 laps left, so we will see what she can do in the rest of the race.
Coming up behind the Yamaha of Justine Charroux, so quickly getting away up towards the top 20, but after third in race 1, she'll be disappointed that this has cost her a podium.
Yeah, for sure, the chances were good now.
So 14 seconds behind the race leader is Larissa Papenmeier in second place here. She's still keeping Van der Ven behind her, and that gap has gone out as well. So 7 seconds now, the gap between second and third. A 2-minute lap time for Papenmeier here of Germany, her fastest of the race so far. And that was already 3 seconds quicker than Van der Ven last time around. So Van der Ven looking like she is just taking the points here. That will be second overall. It keeps her in the hunt with 2 rounds to go at least. Verstappen in fourth place. She was 1 second quicker than Van der Ven, but I'm not sure if there is enough time in the race to try and get that gap down. What have we had now? 5 laps. We're on lap 6. So we're at the halfway point compared to yesterday. 12 laps the race was yesterday, WMX Race 1. And she's got a gap of about 7 seconds to make up. Second lap, it might be possible. Might be possible,
but yeah, I think Larissa will. Oh yeah, she's.
So just looking at the split, she lost a little bit Verstappen to Nancy Van der Ven in the first sector, but she pulls back about a second on the second sector, so it's about the same. So we'll just keep an eye on that, but that gap might be crucial in terms of points and championship and the overall, and also because obviously you've got Van der Ven second in the championship, Larissa Papenmeier third, 5 points further back. Might be another couple points gained here for your buddy.
Yeah, I think every point counts, because we only have 5 races in the whole championship, and every race is really important. And Larissa looks really strong out there today, and I don't think she will drop back, or she looks really concentrated. And
yeah, and she'll be frustrated as well, because she did just behind the pit lane area when they come up that step up into the left behind the pit lane. She stalled the engine, it looked like, and it wouldn't start straight away.
Yeah.
She lost maybe about 10 seconds. She lost her position. She had to go back after, I think it was Lynn Van der Volk. So Lynn Volk. So it was frustrating for her after a poor start and getting herself somewhere there or thereabouts. But Duncan leads by 15, let's call it 16 seconds, 15.7. Papenmeier here is second. Van der Ven last time around a 2:02.3. Verstappen a 2:02.8. So that gap not really coming down. It's still about 7 seconds. So maybe Verstappen might just fall short when the checkered flag falls out. Van der Vliet still in 5th, Van Warddragen 6th, Volk 7, Nocera 8, Van der Werf 9, Borges 10, Sandra Carlson 11, Mattea Salebo 12, Sandra Keller 13, Licia Reitz is 14, Brenda Wagmans, Lisa Galvano, Matilda Denise, Avery Berry, and Yuri Hatau, Amber Simons in 20th place.
Yeah, Avery Berry on position 18 had a crash with her teammate.
Yeah, the Diga.
Yeah, she's unfortunately she's out. Got something on her arm, which is really sad for the Aussie girl.
Here's your race leader. Just under 6 minutes plus 2 laps to go. Bike at DRT Kawasaki ride up from New Zealand. Just flew in from the other side of the world about 10 days ago. As she has done actually for every round. She flew in about 10 days before the first round at Valkenswaard, went home immediately after that race because there was a 7-week gap between there and Portugal, went back home on Monday after the Portuguese round, and then did the same thing here. So cautionary yellows at the end of the straight here. Probably just somebody just tipped over. Oh no, somebody's down, picked themselves up. But wheels on the ground. Not sure who that was. Not sure. It was a blue bike, but Van Warddragen showing us down in 30th at the moment, so I'm guessing we'll keep an eye on that. Sometimes we have the odd glitch here with the transponders, but Lynn Volk in 6th. But it's Duncan who leads, 17.3 seconds clear of Papenmeier now.
Always interesting when it comes to lapping. Yeah, it's not always easy. I know how it feels like when you get lapped. You don't want to, when you're in a fight yourself, you don't want to lose your position, and you want to let the leaders through, and it's always
Yeah, Van Boordragen it was that fell just behind the pit lane area, and obviously got those 3 big rollers there. So
really
not
sad
sure
for
what's
her.
happened.
She was riding really well.
She was on a charge, but Duncan here making light work of the back mark. Front of the Kawasaki, and the Bike at DRT squad more than impressed with their signing in the early part of the season. Very early, came together probably about a month before the season began. So
yeah, everybody was really surprised about that deal, but it's great for her to have a good team here in Europe when she comes from overseas.
Here's Papenmeier. She's over the line, 20 seconds down on the race leader now, but she'll be happy that it's going to be a podium performance for her. It'll be 3rd overall with 40 points, 4th in race 1 yesterday, currently 2nd here, so 18 and 22. Van der Ven is losing ground, and the gap between Van der Ven and Verstappen now just 4 seconds. Van der Ven was a 2:06, Verstappen a 2:02 that time around, so there might still be time there.
Yeah, it's still enough time for Amandine to catch up with Nancy. It's when you see someone in front of you comes closer, then you might have some energy left to make it happen.
And Borchers has found a way past Britt van der Werf, so she moves up into 8th place. Borchers finished 7th yesterday, so that will probably be good enough for 7th overall. But with just over 2 minutes plus 2 laps to go, Duncan leads 20 seconds over this girl here, Larissa Papenmeier on the Yamaha. Van der Ven is 3rd, Verstappen 4th, Shana Vanderblis is 5th, then Lindvalk 6th, Frankie Nocera 7, Ann Borchers 8th, Britt van der Werf 9, Sandra Carlson is 10. And here is the battle for 3rd place. All of a sudden, Verstappen all over the back of Van der Ven. Now, this could lose her 2 more vital championship points, the number 85, not just to Duncan, the championship leader, who will extend by 2 more points, but also Papenmeier, who will gain 2 more as well. And that'll be a lot closer than it needed to be going into Italy and Imola in about 3 weeks' time. So Verstappen really sensing the urgency for championship points here. She will, she needs them as well. She's 4th in the championship chase. She would love to finish 3rd overall if she could, but again, with the series so short, just 5 rounds, there'll only be 4 races left after this. 2 rounds, 4 motos. But Verstappen looking to charge down the inside.
Yeah, the battle is on, the 2 Yamaha girls. I think Verstappen, oh yeah, now she makes the pass and Nancy has nothing to do against it.
Yeah, so Verstappen clearly taking advantage of whatever. I mean, it's only something that we heard that she may have a slight knee injury, Nancy Van der Ven. But if that's the case, then obviously might probably explain why she's not performing.
Yeah, Nancy is slowing down. There's already a big gap between those 2, and
she also looks like she doesn't look, you know, in terms of a seating position on the bike. She looks like she's holding one shoulder differently to the other one, you know, maybe. But especially when she was coming down the hill there. But
I'm not sure what happened to her.
Yeah, but Duncan would win the GP. Papenmeier will be on 40, Van der Ven on 40. So Larissa goes up to 2nd with that pass there from Amandine Verstappen.
Also, Shana is not too far away from Nancy, so we will see if Shana will find some more seconds on her KTM.
Well, the 2-lap board will go out next time around because we're almost up on time. Just 5 seconds on the clock remaining. But Verstappen has put in a solid performance here. She was 3rd overall in 2015, 2nd overall in 2017. She's going to miss the podium here because she's still 7 points down on Van der Ven. And so unless Van der Ven drops drastically down through the leaderboard and gets caught by a handful of riders, then Verstappen is going to have to be content with 4th overall. But the 2-lap board getting ready to go out here to the 151, Courtney Dunkin. The Bike at DRT Kawasaki rider in control, just like she was yesterday in race 1.
Yes, it's Sarah Anderson in front of her.
Yeah, and she's in 17th place now, so just found her way past Amber Simons there, the 125.
So yeah, Duncan is about to lap Sarah, who got third yesterday, and that's
But we saw as well at the start, going into turn 2, the end of the wave section, that Sarah Anderson looked like she clipped a wheel, went offline, and then just ended up crashing out spectacularly going into that second corner. Lucky that she was able to pick herself up and rejoin the race and
catch
even
some points
be back in the points. So Duncan heading down the bottom end of the circuit, about a lap and a half to go. Here is Van der Ven. Yeah, she's just
missing the inside line.
Just not riding fluid at all, the number 85 from the Netherlands.
And here you see Shana coming in the back down the hill already, so I think Nancy is in pain. That's not looking too good for her.
But it's the situation, isn't it? Only 5 rounds, you can't afford a DNF, so
definitely not. No.
You know, she's doing her best to ride through whatever it is she's feeling at the moment. She'll still be on the podium, but she'll lose 2 more points if Shana van der Vlis finds her way past.
2 laps to go. I wonder what they wrote on the pit board for Shana.
Well, she's in 5th place at the moment, is van der Vlis. Here she is, the 188. And van der Vlis of the Netherlands, dealing with the traffic as well there, the number 71 of Demi Verplo, the RFME MX Woman team. Duncan, though, getting ready to take the 1 lap board. She has lapped Sarah Anderson, who finished 3rd in race 1 yesterday. Obviously, Anderson crashed, as we said a moment ago, on the start, second corner. But the Kiwi girl in control, as she was yesterday. And actually, I think it was the first time in a long time she topped the time training session as well, because normally it's not something she does, is it? She leaves that to people like Chiara Fontanesi or you know, Larissa or whatever. She's normally 2nd or 3rd or thereabouts, but it's turning out to be the perfect weekend in terms of time training and a win yesterday. But 30 seconds again. The gap yesterday was 36.
Yeah, that's really, really huge.
20 minutes plus 2 laps, it is a huge gap, but doesn't matter whether you win by a lap or by a wheel, you still get the same amount of points, unfortunately.
True.
And so Larissa here in 2nd, she knows it's you know, 22 points, and
just cruising and trying to see the finish line flag as soon as possible.
So we are on the final lap then. WMX Race 2 here at Loket in Czech Republic. Round 3 of the FIM Women's Motocross World Championship. Here is Courtney Dunkin. She was sensational yesterday, equally so today. And the bike at DRT Kawasaki rider, what, 5-6 corners away from taking the checkered flag here. It's been a masterful display from the Kiwi.
She just lapped the girl on position 13. That's also really crazy.
Yeah, she's been on a different planet today, hasn't she? And yesterday. But through the first corner, Courtney Dunkin looking good here this weekend in Loket in the Czech Republic. Uphill for the final time here. And the bike at DRT Kawasaki will round out, stepping down for the final time. And it's the perfect debut for Courtney Dunkin in the 2020 KX 250F. She goes 1-1 here this weekend. And Courtney Dunkin takes the overall. And, of course, she will extend her lead at the top of the championship because her closest rival, Nancy van der Ven, in 4th place at the moment. She may still come through in 5th because Van der Vlis was right there behind her, wasn't she? So we'll soon see what the point situation looks like as soon as the checkered flag goes out for the rest of the girls. Here is Larissa Pappenmeyer.
Yeah, she will be really happy about her 2nd overall.
She'll lose 10 points to Duncan in the championship chase, but that means, what's she going to be, 17 points down now as we go into the next round in Italy at Imola. But she is 2nd overall.
Same points like Nancy, so she won't make any points good to her, but
Van der Ven is still ahead of Van der Vlis, though. So that is encouraging for Van der Ven, because she's not going to lose any more points. She'll pick up 18 points, but she'll be 3rd overall. But a tough weekend for Nancy van der Ven. So not sure if she is riding injured. She did have a big crash at the end of the wave section yesterday. Maybe when Lisa Leyland talks to her after the podium ceremony, we'll be able to shed some light on that. Yeah, tough weekend for van der Ven this weekend. Courtney Dunkin, though, your overall winner.
Also a really good ride from Lynn Falk. She's only 16, which is crazy that she's that fast on her Yamaha.
Yeah, 6th in race 2 today, 9th in race 1 yesterday. That'll be 6th overall for her. And she's still, I mean, she's finished 6th, 5th and 6th overall the first 3 rounds this year. So good improvement from the young girl from the Netherlands. Anyway, here is Lisa Leyland. She's getting ready to talk to Courtney Dunkin, a double moto winner for Bike It DRT Kawasaki. Lisa, when you're ready.
Courtney Dunkin, massive congratulations. Pretty much in cruise control all weekend. 1-1 to get your 2nd overall of the season, and you've extended that championship lead.
Yeah, very happy for obviously like myself and most of all my whole team, you know, Dexon Racing and, you know, everyone. We've been putting in a lot of hard work, and also, you know, my team back home in New Zealand. It's small, but man, it's crucial. So it's good to know that the hard work's paying off. And like you say, the track was pretty sketchy. Obviously here, Lockheed, it's hard and square edge and lots of water. So I just rode smooth and just maintained a nice lead and got the job done. So yeah, couldn't be more happy with the weekend.
Great job. Thanks, Courtney.
Courtney Dunkin, your overall winner this weekend. Victorious yesterday by 36 seconds. 36 seconds again in race 2 here. Couldn't have done any more, really. And as I said before, a fantastic debut for the 2020 KX250F, and certainly with that girl at the handlebars. But she will go from here now with a 14-point advantage over Nancy van der Ven. Next round will be in Italy, 3 weeks' time. Official confirmation coming up then. Courtney Dunkin, your winner by 36 seconds. Larissa Papenmeier 2nd. Amandine Verstappen 3rd. Van der Ven 4th. Shauna van der Vlis was 5th. Lynn Volk 6th. Frankie Nachera and Anne Borchers ran out the top 8. Sandra Carlson 9. Mattea Salebo got 10th on the last lap. She found her way by Britt van der Werf. Sandra Keller was 12. Brenda Wagman's 13. Alicia Reitzer 14. Sarah Anderson up to 15th, but a lap down. Matilda Denise came home in 16. And Avery Berry, Amber Simons, Yuri Hatau, and Stephanie Stoosdijk. Overall, back-to-back Grand Prix victories now then for Courtney Dunkin. She won in Portugal with a 1-1. She does the same here in Lockheed, Czech Republic. Papenmeier on the podium. Van der Ven 3rd. Verstappen 4th. And Shauna van der Vlis 5th. And that's back-to-back Czech wins now for Dunkin. She did a 1-2 here in 2017. She goes 1-1 here 2 years later. Van der Ven on the podium again, just like she was 2 years ago. But championship now looks like this: 139, 14 clear of Van der Ven. So she's doubled more than. She's taken 10 points out of her this weekend, because what was it, 4 points at the start of the weekend. It's now 14. But Larissa Papenmeier is just 3 behind Nancy van der Ven as we head to Italy, Imola, in 3 weeks' time. Kawasaki leading the Manufacturers' Championship, only by 4 points, though, over Yamaha. 3rd overall this weekend. It's been a tough day, tough couple of days actually for Nancy van der Ven, limping already. I did see that when she was doing a track walk actually, so she can barely get up onto the 3rd step of the podium, the Yamaha rider. But the German here, Larissa Papenmeier, takes 2nd overall, and she'll be pleased with that. She's closed in on van der Ven. But the overall winner, Courtney Dunkin. Bike It DRT Kawasaki rider. Perfect day yesterday, perfect day today, and Janina Lehmann. I mean, that was a dominant display, wasn't it, this weekend?
Yeah, she is getting the job done. Both races, 36 seconds gap to the 2nd girl. Impressive lapping girls up to position 13. Wow, nothing more to say. Nobody can stop her, I guess.
So the trophy is being handed out then. 3rd overall for Nancy van der Ven. Had to be content with a second and a fourth, and Martin Lazdovskis, the FIM Europe president. Apologies, sir. Second place trophy to Larissa Papameyer. Lovely bit of crystal. Martin de Graaf, the FIM Europe president, on hand to deliver that. And of course, Courtney Dunkin will take the winner's trophy from the Mayor of Lockett, no less. And she can tell him how wonderful the town is because she was staying down there all weekend. But Courtney Dunkin receives a trophy from Peter Adamek, then the Mayor of Lockett, and Steve Dixon, Team Trophy Award. First time he led the championship, actually, in any category in all the years that he's been managing race teams in Portugal. So he's pleased to keep the red plate on the front of that Kawasaki. But the red plate continues to be perched on the front of that bike at DRT Kawasaki. Courtney Dunkin, of course, now 14 points clear. Mr. Antonio Alia Portela, the FIM CMS director, on hand to deliver that. Of course, there are your top three: Courtney Dunkin, Larissa Papameyer, and Nancy van der Ven. Just that small matter of the national anthem of New Zealand to be played out loud over this Lockett circuit. Your top three here this weekend. Round 3 of the FIM Women's Motocross World Championship sees Courtney Dunkin take another emphatic 1-1 on a bike at DRT Kawasaki. Larissa Papameyer second, Nancy van der Ven third. We will talk to the top 3, the other side of these best moments. Here's what happened in WMX Race 2. A good start for Nancy van der Ven as she charged into the first turn, but it was Papameyer who came out on top. But watch at the end of the wave section, centre of the pack, Sarah Anderson just ran into the back and then just got tossed down the straight and out of, well, not out of the race. She did pick herself up and eventually come home in a point-scoring position, but she was a long way down. But it was Papameyer who led initially from van der Ven and Dunkin. Dunkin, though, before they'd reached half a lap around the circuit, Dunkin was in the lead. And Lena Dam, who was in about 4th or 5th place, she fell and then would go missing again later in the race. Amandine Verstappen didn't make a great start, but she was charging through. So too was Shana van der Vlis, as eventually the 1:16 of Frankie Nocera faded back to 7th place. Van der Ven, though, clearly in some kind of discomfort, maybe from a qualifying race crash yesterday. She picked herself up to finish 4th, but it was a win for Dunkin in race 2. And of course, she takes the overall, and she now leads the championship by 14 points over van der Ven as we head to Italy, round 4.
Courtney Dunkin, congratulations. 2 solid starts. You led every lap of the 2 races we've had this weekend. I guess all you need to do is stay focused and control your own race.
Yeah, exactly. It was a very good weekend. Actually, pretty close to perfect. I qualified first, and I mean, I never do that. So that started the weekend off very well, and 2 really good starts and put me in good position to make passes on early stages of the races, and then just controlled my race. So yeah, really happy with the weekend here in Lockheed.
Congratulations, thank Courtney. Second overall, we have Larissa Papameyer. Larissa, I guess a bad start in that first race, a lot of work to do. Better second race for you, and you've kept a 100% podium record at a track, I guess, that you struggled at in the past.
Yeah, well, I struggled yesterday. I had a bad start and then some problems with the bike, but we could manage to
to get a good bike today and a good second heat and really good points for the championship and another podium. So I'm really happy about that. Thank you very much for everybody. Also my sponsors, my mechanic, his wife, my boyfriend, my family at home, my mom, my aunt. Hello. And yeah, just everybody, thank you.
Congratulations. Thanks, Larissa. Third overall today, we have Nancy van der Ven. Nancy, it looked like a very tough weekend for you. You didn't seem your usual aggressive self out there on track in both races. You're still in the championship hunt, but just tell us what's happening.
Yeah, I never had a dramatic weekend like this before because in free practice my bike broke. I ran back all the way to the pit lane. Then I was riding for 1.5 laps and had a big crash. And yeah, my whole bike was bent. I couldn't finish anymore. So then we made from 2 bikes 1 for time practice. Then first moto, I had a really good start and Courtney passed me. I was trying to follow her, but after like maybe 3 or 4 laps, I hurt my knee really bad. And yeah, I had to finish the race, but I couldn't hold my speed like usual. So the girls behind me, they came close as yeah, only 1 second on the finish line, but it was okay for me. Then this morning I came out of my bed and it was even worse than yesterday. And I did what I could and I was riding second, but then my rear brake stopped. With downhills like this, it's so hard. So I managed to finish just before Shana, and I think I was 4. So it's a podium, and yeah, that heals our bad weekend a little bit. And now we go working forward to Imola. Yeah, thanks to my team for making my bike in one piece again. Yeah, 2 times, and yeah, we see next year.
Thanks, Nancy. Thank you.
Nancy van der Ven, 3rd overall. Wow, a catalogue of problems for her this weekend then, but she comes through it. 3rd overall, maintains 2nd in the championship. 2nd and 4th for the Dutch girl this weekend. Larissa Papenmeyer out on a spare bike today, race 2. Problems with her main bike yesterday, so to come home with a 4th and a 2nd keeps her in the championship hunt as well. Just 3 points behind Nancy van der Ven in that battle for the championship, of course. She's 3rd, van der Ven is 2nd. But this weekend, Courtney Dunkin was simply sensational. The bike at the RT Kawasaki rider went 1-1, won both motos by 36 seconds. And she now has a 14-point lead heading into the penultimate round at Imola in Italy. 3 weeks' time, of course. We will be there live for that. We hope you can join in as well. And Courtney Dunkin, though, continues to lead the championship in WMX. Well, that's all we've got time for our WMX broadcast this weekend. My thanks to Janina Lehmann, and we'll hope that you have a good recovery, and all the best with the recovery. But thanks for joining it. Did you enjoy it?
Thank you a lot that I'm allowed to be your co-commentator this weekend. It was a lot of fun to do this, and yeah, I hope next time I will be back on the bike and on the gate again myself. Thank you for the well wishes. It will take some time, but yeah, I give my best to be back on the bike soon.
Okay, well look, we are going to take a break. Join us at the top of the hour, 1 o'clock for MX2 Race 1. My name's Paul Mellin. Thanks for watching. See you then. Bye for now.